All right, so today I've been kind of redesigning a couple of things. One problem I ran into is when I've designed these wheel hub assemblies. You can see the motor system in there with the gear drive. This notch was kind of jacked up. Yesterday I was cranking out a bunch more of these. I have 4 of these I have to do, but unfortunately the landlord shut off the power to work on the house in the middle of my print. So here I am with half of those. That sucked. I ordered up some new locking type of hubs. This was too big. Had to go with a 8mm. But basically, I had to redesign this, and what I did is I just took this and dropped it down about 4mm, which clears up space for that stupid little notch on this motor. Fitting that motor in there was pretty difficult as it was. But anyway, so that's the gist of that. Today, I was looking at a couple of things. I've added these holes in here, and the holes are intended for lighting and and potentially a plug that comes out and plugs into the vehicle, because this pivot point here, when this wheel assembly rocks like this, doing a pass-through in this area is kind of difficult. And I mean, it can be done depending on the gap I have from the body. This is the inside portion of the wheel assembly. So, but I got to looking today and I thought, you know, what if this vent system that I'm building here, you have a tube that runs here that's the pivot point for this bogie system. What if I pass wiring into, instead of a solid tube, I did a hollow stainless steel or something, and I ran the wiring through this tube, and that's how I bring it into the body of the vehicle. So basically, you got the wiring of everything here, passes through the pivot tube all the way over, and gets inside the body. I'm still playing with that. What I don't like about running the wiring here into the body is then I got these tube assemblies, you know, like rubber tubing or something, or you know, wire loom. It's just something somebody can grab and rip off. So I've got to crank out 16 hub assemblies because I haven't found any wheels that are this wide. If I could find one wheel that's this wide, that would make my life better. That's roughly 100mm or so. So what I did is to create my own setups to where I can make my own dually tires. One of the problems I run into is when you run this rod, you basically have this rod that's going to go through here. When it runs through it and through that piece over there, it doesn't lock in. And I don't want to rely on bolts and stuff going through the 3D printed parts. So what I did is I bought these hubs. The hubs lock in here like this. You can see that these set 2, 4, 6 screws basically. You put in assembly like that. Then this has actually been slightly redesigned. I don't have this anymore. This is still here, but this is thickened. And what that does is that acts as the locking bead there. And then you end up with something like this. So the rod now runs through this like that. And then it's anchored by this piece here. And then all the screws and stuff bolt all these wheels together. So anyway, I got to make 16 of those. So this will take an hour for that piece. This assembly here So basically you can see the plates. These plates right now are going to be 1/4 inch, whatever I decide. So right now, until I get funding for this project or something, I'm just making these flat plates that are 1/4 inch thick out of ABS plastic. And that's what you see here. 1/4 inch ABS seems to be rigid enough so far. You know, time will tell if I need to switch that up. So this is what I call the pulley spacer. That is this section here, and all it does is it keeps garbage that the vehicle's going to drive through from getting all wrapped up and caught in here. That would be a lot of maintenance, so I enclosed that piece. You can see, let's see if I can get in there. Let's go clear it. You can see here what I've done is I just extruded and dropped down this chunk here to compensate for that little lobe on the motor. That's kind of annoying. But anyway, that's the gist of it. So the design overall is pretty cut and dry, pretty simple. So modifying it's pretty nice. I'm debating if I'm going to release these CAD files to people and let them mess with it. Maybe sell it as a kit or something. I don't know. But regardless, I'm definitely going to have my own version of this. And we'll see what goes from there. But anyway, that's the gist of this thing.